Children who never returned to their parents. 215 of them, some as young as 3. A symbol of mourning and demands for justice for Canada's Indigenous children whose remains were found in unmarked graves in what was once the largest residential school run by the Catholic Church. It's forced a nation and its leaders to confront one of the darkest chapters of its history. On Friday, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who had been repeating his demands for a formal apology from the head of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, went a step further.
Now, before we have to start taking the Catholic Church to court, I am very hopeful that religious leaders will understand that this is something they need to participate in and not hide from.
The head of the Indigenous community on whose land the school was built and whose ancestors lay buried in the unmarked graves say to this date the Catholic Church has kept their records secret.
In the end, what we do want an apology, a public apology, not just for us, but for the world who also shared in those suffrages.
From the 19th century until 1996, nearly 150,000 Indigenous children were forcibly separated from their homes in government-funded residential schools. They were mostly run by the Catholic Church. Children were barred from speaking their native languages and forced to convert to Christianity. Many were raped, abused, beaten and starved. More than 4,100 children died. The real number is likely much higher. In 2008, the Canadian government officially apologized for its role, and a 2015 report by Canada's Truth and Reconciliation Commission said what happened in those schools amounted to cultural genocide. But for the survivors and their descendants, there is still no accountability.
The fact is that the independent assessment process in the class action lawsuit did not actually hold any perpetrators who were identified as those who inflicted sexual abuse, physical abuse on children, and they are still living today. What these records can help is actually prosecute some of those people.
A group of UN human rights experts has asked Canada and the Vatican to conduct a thorough investigation in all former Indigenous residential schools in the country. For now, the school that's at the heart of Canada's new reckoning with its past still stands. The leaders of the Indigenous community which suffered the atrocities say they will not destroy it. For them, it's a piece of their history, and they want Canadians to remember it. Priyanka Gupta, Al Jazeera.